Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends The Eternals Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure Wave Druid. Pow! And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue looking at this Marvel Legends Eternals Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure Wave. And today in front of me we have Druig, and if you couldn't tell from his colour palette, we're not too sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy yet. We shall see when the film comes out, but it's definitely an Eternal that is constantly on a conquest for power. He wants to be the leader of the Eternals, and he's got crazy mind controlling powers. Each of the Eternals are like a specialist in some power, some aspect of the Eternals' power, and this guy can control minds like no other. And yeah, he comes with the Build-A-Figure head for Gilgamesh. It's not an interchangeable head for him, of course, and he comes with an interchangeable set of fisted hands as well. But first and foremost, I'd like to say, go and check out iComicIndustries.com, your place for graphic novels, t-shirts, toys and collectibles, but most importantly for us, Marvel Legends. Current waves in stock right now, ready to ship, and get your pre-orders in for future Marvel Legends. So much more than that, go and check them out yourself, iComicIndustries.com, and go and follow them on Instagram at iComicIndustries. All the links are in the video description. As always, much appreciated to iComic Industries. So yeah, Druid looks good in the packaging. As we see, he's got the black and the red sort of costume. Spin it round, we get a picture of the character from the film. That same image on the back of the box. And I'm unfamiliar with the actor, I'm not gonna lie. So it looks pretty good though from the concept art to the actual image. He does have a write-up, however, that reads, using cosmic energy to control the minds of others, Druig is aloof and powerful, but at times it's hard to determine whether he is a friend or foe. And then as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Druig. So as I said, this guy could be like a small villain of the movie. We shall see. Either still, let's get him open. So here we have Druig out of the box with all of his accessories, and yet again I say that, but it is only an interchangeable set of hands. Now usually I'd be moaning about the lack of accessories in a wave, but I forgive Hasbro on this part, because let's be honest, the whole wave are brand new pinless figures with all unique sculpted detail that ain't really going to be able to reuse anywhere else. So that is sort of where the money was spent, so I can forgive them with the lack of accessories. And the Build-A-Figure is of course this guy here, Gilgamesh, which will make it 10 figures for the Eternals before the movie's out. So no complaints from me, but as always, I will build and review the Build-A-Figure last. First, I'll go through all the figures in this wave. But yes, subscribe to the channel and we will be building you very soon, Gilgamesh. Today, however, is about this evil guy. Or is he evil? We're not really sure. In the comics, he's definitely portrayed as a more evil, well, not evil, but he's always trying to become the leader of the Eternals and doesn't always use his power for good. And even his colour palette suggests that, with it being black and red, he sort of looks like he should be in the Star Wars universe working for the Emperor or something at this rate, with all that red and black. And even the shoulder pads here look very Star Warsy. But yeah, even still, let's take a closer look at this figure. Now, I'm not very familiar with the actor, but just from the pictures I've seen online, the likeness does seem pretty good. Now, on the box art, it said that this guy hides in the shadows, and they weren't lying, because this guy is pale. Like, he needs to see some sun. Get out of the shadows, mate. Go and sit on a beach for a little bit. He's very pale, but there is a little bit of red in his cheeks. Definitely a little bit of red there. He's got a very simple haircut, sort of like a bowl haircut, if you will. Some eyebrows and all of that. His hair looks like it's a little bit too high, though, on the head. See how high above the ears it is? Maybe that's just me, but yeah, it looks like the hair sits a little bit high on this head. But again, I'm not familiar with the actor, but I will bring up a side-by-side and let's figure it out. Does he look like the actor? I think, as they have done with most of the figures, well, all of the figures in this wave, they've done a pretty good job. From certain angles, yes. Other angles, no. But yeah, this figure is very pale. But so is the actor, I guess, sort of. Yeah, get in the sun, mate. Go on holiday. Enjoy yourself. You've just been in an Eternals movie. But yeah, looking good in regards to that. Now, the figure itself, again, completely unique sculpted figure. This one's got a lot more intricate detail than some of the others. The others have like big discs and rings and, as I said, celestially inspired designs, but this guy has got it all over the front here with little circles and all interlinking, and they're all sculpted on. All of these are like engraved in the mold, and they're painted red pretty cleanly. So especially with the black background, that's hard to do, but the red does stand out pretty well. You can see it's still a little bit glossy, so he will fit in with the other Eternals, but definitely an eviler colour palette to suggest the character design. And there's that shoulder pad that reminds me of something a Stormtrooper would wear or something. Yeah, that is very evil. Evil? Can you get an evil shoulder pad? I don't know what I'm talking about. He is the only character as well that has like a long, well, not the only character, but one of the few characters that have a completely like full length top down to the skirt. But it does have cuts all over it. And it's not, again, not super soft, but not rock hard either. And if we move all this out the way, you'll see you do have just normal sculpted legs in there, and obviously it doesn't cover the feet, so you are going to be able to get him to stand rather than it being a bit of a cone situation. And if we spin it around onto the back, you can see that the details are like sculpted in, even here on the lower back, but they've only painted the top half, but at least I've painted some of it, I guess. But you can see how they could have just continued down there in this, and that would have made it really nice. But again, they're cutting corners where they can to save some money, and I'm not mad about it, because I'm not going to be facing them on the shelf like this, am I? It's going to be like this, so yeah, not mad about it. But yeah, very intricate again on the arms. Looking good. And it seems like there's not going to be much movement on the shoulder, but the shoulder pads will, if I can get it to work, you've just got to see how it's sometimes getting caught. You've got to, watch, can't do it now. Let me zoom in. Let's try and do this properly. Okay, so it's a little bit fiddly, but it will sort of go under the arms, so you can still get him up to 90. So, but again, sometimes the plastic does get caught. So if I bring that out and try and bend it again, see how now it's getting caught? So you do have to sort of squeeze it a little bit, which wasn't easy to do with the pressure of the camera, but there you go, I've just managed to do it there. So that is the same on both hands. This hand's a little bit harder though, it's a little bit more stiff. Oh, there you go, does it now I'm on camera, doesn't it? But yeah, that's how it sort of works with the shoulder pads. But the rest of the articulation, as you would expect, double jointed elbows, which are really good. And the legs are double jointed, but there's no cuts in the back of this skirt, so you're not going to be able to get much of the leg moving backwards. So his leg does have a great double joint, but again, because of the skirt piece, you're not really going to be posing him like this, are you? So yeah, don't expect him to get any crazy dynamic displays. But the figure is capable of it if he wasn't wearing this attire, if you will. I do want to mention as well that, as I've mentioned with all of the Eternals, they're very glossy, they've got that sort of metallic flair. With the black paint, it's hard to get that metallic shine, but he is very glossy. But then, unfortunately, you can see how matte the lower half of the figure is. Like, this whole skirt piece is obviously a separate type of plastic, and they haven't been able to match up the black on black. And if I zoom in, you'll see what I mean. We go from gloss to matte. And it's not a big deal for me personally, but it is definitely a point to point out to you guys. It's like gloss to matte, and then you can definitely see the break of where his skirt piece starts and his upper torso begins. But yeah, overall, looking good. Now, every Eternal has like their own special ability, and Druig is really good at manipulating people and controlling minds. So I don't know if that's a pose he does, but he comes with two sort of open palm gesturing hands. So again, maybe we'll see that in action during the movie, but I don't mind that for a little bit more emotion on a display. Saying emotion, there's no emotion on this guy's face, is that? But you know what I'm saying, a little bit more mind controlling style. He does get a set of fisted hands as well, as he should, so we can get some nice neutral poses on the character. Here's the type of character that probably like has his hands behind his back and like stands at the back, judging everybody, trying to control their mind, listen to their thoughts. So yeah, but still, it's nice to know we can get him in some poses. So yeah, always curious to learn more about the characters now I have the figure, and this one is definitely one of them because, as I said, he hides in the shadows. We don't know much about him in the MCU yet. Moving into some comparisons, here we have Druid compared to two of the other male Eternals that I've already reviewed on the channel with Kingo and Icarus, and these look very nice. I do think the likenesses are all great as well. I do want to point out that they're all the exact sort of same height, and I don't know if that's accurate in regards to the actors. So yeah, that's just curious to see as we line all these up together. Are they going to be accurate in regards to what we see on screen? Well, we'll find out, won't we? Maybe they are all the same height, I don't know. But still, the characters and the figures look great together. And I'm starting to run out of room on my screen, but here are some of the other girls added into the mix. And now we have 6 of the Eternals. Ajax, Kingo, Druig, Icarus, Circe, Thena. I'm getting good at learning these names. An easier name to learn, however, is the one evil deviant we get in action figure form as the deluxe of this sort of Eternals lineup. It is, of course, Crow. And maybe these two team up in the film, or maybe they're both a little bit evil. Maybe like we get a mini villain and a big villain. I don't know. It seems like it could be leading that way. But yeah, maybe these are the two bads of the movie. We shall find out. But even still, Druig scales very nicely there with the Deviant Crow. Here we have Druig compared to 2 characters he may or may not cross paths with during Phase 4 of the MCU. It is, of course, Shang-Chi and, of course, Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel. And just to throw in a couple of comic comparisons, and why not, since I'm still on a Sentinel high, it is of course Bastion and the female Sentinel Prime. And you can hide in the shadows as much as you want, Druig, but this guy will find you. It is of course, last but by no means least, Worthy Hal Fire Hank. So final thoughts here on Druig, just like the other Eternals figures, is really, really nice. Completely pinless, brand new, unique sculpting for the character as well, that Hasbro ain't going to get any reuse out of. So I have to appreciate the lengths they've went to get us these accurate versions of these characters. And that's what it's all about for me, having the most accurate versions of the characters we see on screen added to our shelf and our display, so I can have a mini piece of that MCU in my own home. And it's nice that we're building out the whole team of the Eternals. We're going to have all 10 characters from the film on our shelves before the movie is even out. And yeah, I do like the length I've went to, and this figure does look really nice. Again, not the most dynamic, fun figure, but again, it's about what it represents, who it is, and all of that stuff. And I think they've done a great job. I think the likeness is great to the actor as well. And yeah, looking forward to the movie. Figures like this just get me more excited. But you let me know what you think in the comments below, as always. And please, please, please hit that subscribe button. You can also hit that join button, become a channel member, quite simply show some love, or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And until next time, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you in the shadows. I mean, on the next one.